simplify the algebraic expression negative x y to the negative fourth z all over the quantity 2x to the negative second y to the negative sixth z to the third. And this entire division problem is being raised to the negative fifth power. We're going to first start by distributing our exponent of negative 5 to all of the terms in the parentheses, including our coefficients. And we have this negative that's out in front in the numerator. That means the coefficient here is negative 1, and it's being raised to the negative fifth power. And then we have x to the first to the negative fifth, y to the negative fourth, quantity to the negative fifth, and then z to the first to the negative fifth. And then we're going to divide this whole thing by 2 to the negative fifth. We have x to the negative second to the negative fifth, y to the negative sixth to the negative fifth, and then z to the third to the negative fifth power. All right, let's multiply all of our exponents to rewrite these powers to powers as single terms. We're still going to leave our coefficients to the negative exponent in our next simplified answer. So we still have negative 1 to the negative fifth, and we have 2 to the negative fifth. But now our x term in the numerator is going to be x to the negative fifth. We're going to have y to the positive 20th, and we're going to have z to the negative fifth. And then our x term in the denominator is x to the 10th, y to the 30th, z to the negative 15th. Okay, now we can rewrite our coefficients raised to negative exponents as fractions, and this fraction bar right here is also division. So negative 1 to the negative fifth power is going to be 1 over 1 to the fifth, and that's being divided by 2 to the negative fifth, which is 1 over 2 to the fifth. And next what we're going to do is we are going to rewrite our variables to their exponents using the division property of exponents, which is subtracting the exponents when you have a common base with division. So we're going to have x to the fifth minus 10, I'm sorry, negative fifth minus 10, y to the 20th minus 30, and then z to the negative fifth minus negative 15. Okay, so we now have this division of fractions, and when we divide two fractions, we can rewrite it as multiplying by the reciprocal. And then we can perform the subtraction operation for our variables. So we have x to the negative 5 minus 10 will be negative 15. Y to the 20 minus 30 is negative 10. And z to the negative 5 minus negative 15, it's going to be negative 5 plus 15, which will give us positive 10. And then we can evaluate our numerical expressions that we have here. So we have 1 over 1 to the fifth. 1 to the fifth is, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to carry this negative 1 down. This should be negative 1 to the fifth. That changes some things. All right, so we have 1 over negative 1 to the fifth. That's going to be negative 1 times 2 to the fifth power is 32. So we have 32. And then x to the 15th can get moved to the denominator and become positive, x to the 15th. Y to the negative 10th can also be moved to the denominator to become positive, and z to the 10th stays in the numerator. And negative 1 times positive 32 is negative 32, z to the 10th over x to the 15th, y to the 10th. So that's answer choice D is the correct answer here.